because there was no bridge to get over into town. We could see that it was still smoking. And we took a village right outside with houses all built the same, hedge around them, and the officers went in and told them we were taking their houses, take what they could carry, and leave. And here they come with a little, it seemed like every one of them had a little wooden wagon. I seen no kids, an old lady holding what they had stacked on the wagon and the man pulling the wagon. I don't know where they went to. I never seen them anymore after that. We took the houses and moved in them. And this was what they called modern Germany. They had one spigot, cold water in the house, one light, 110, a commode out in a little part of the front porch where you went in the front door. And this commode was one that you needed a pitcher to flush it and went straight into a septic tank. I later found that every house had a septic tank. We were told not to eat or drink any of the stuff. Our water had to be purified with iodine. I've told druggists about what we used, 5 drops in our canteen. And now he looked at me and said, "You can't even buy iodine here." I said, "Well, we drank it and I'm still here." It didn't taste very good, but we got by and we survived. And pretty soon we had prisoners after prisoners. Everybody that had taken a prisoner dumped them off on us. 2 things I did not want to be when I went in service. I did not want to be a guard, and I did not want to be an undertaker. Very soon I found out I was both. I had to bury the German prisoners who had died by taking a 3/4 ton and 2 prisoners to handle the dead, and a civilian to dig the holes. No body bags. They just put them in the ground. One day they asked me to go down into the camp because we didn't have no fence around the bottom part. We were just getting started. And there was 3 German soldiers standing by some bushes. We had no tents for them, we had no food, we had no water. And I had my canteen on my side, and as I was walking around them, I did not take my rifle down in there, and the one come over with his broken English and asked me if he could have my water. I said, "Well, I'll give you the water out of my canteen, but you're not going to drink out of it. If you will cup your hands together, I will pour what's in there in your hands and you can drink it." And this they did. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw the only thing that they had was 2 blankets. And I saw something that looked like a switch, something you would whip somebody with. And I asked him, had he been beaten on American prisoners or American soldiers? And he seen I was mad, and he jumped over there, and there was 2 of them, and they picked up a blanket, and they started using it to beat the blanket. This is what I had seen people do before, to knock the dust out of their blankets. And he said, "We did not beat nobody." And he said, "You can have this." And he gave it to me as a souvenir. And the oldest one of the three of them was somebody probably in his 40s, took off his wedding band. And he handed it to me, and I said, I don't want your wedding band. We're going home. This war's going to be over. We're getting close to the end. And he still kept putting it out to me, handing it to me. And finally, the other one that could speak a little said, he wants you to have it. I said, doesn't he have a wife? Doesn't he have a family? No, they're all dead. I still have that ring today. In my travel and my souvenirs that I have picked up, I have a watch, a wristwatch, that still runs 73 years later. I sent home an 8mm rifle to my older brother who did not have to go to service. I was looking ahead to doing some deer hunting when I come home. But before I left, I would take 20 German soldiers into the town. They got a pontoon bridge across for us. And the only thing they had to work with was shovel and pick and gather up the straps along to fill up the holes. And I told them to start with, I'm not going to stand here and guard over you. If you want to leave, all of you leave, because I'll kill the rest of you. And I didn't have no trouble. And one night when I was ready to leave, to go in, I only had 19. And the one guard that I had, I told him to get your extra clip. And they started hollering and yelling, and they knew who was missing. And pretty soon I looked in one of the darn barmed out buildings nearby, and here come this German soldier pulling his pants up. Took a hell of a time to go to the bathroom. I had no more trouble with them. And one day they said to me, we want you to, we can get more done. This civil engineer here that's, if we bring back the same 20 every day. And I said, that sounds logical. So when I took the 20 in, I told the guy on the gate, I said, I want to get these same guys back in the morning. And I did that for about 3 days. And on the third day, we were going back to the same area. There was a factory or a flour mill, and there was civilians there working, trying to sift through. It had been hit, but there were big bands of flour, and they were trying to see if there was anything salvageable. And I looked up, and here come this woman on a bicycle, coming straight at me. And I lowered my rifle, and one of the prisoners jumped up and come running and got in between me and her and hollered at her to stop. And she laid her bicycle down and had a basket, and she brought it to me. Her husband was in that group that I was bringing back every day.